Thank you for coming this morning. I would like to start this morning with something truly enjoyable. Last semester, I announced that we would award a new set of Chancellor Awards, one each, for research and creative activity, teaching, and service. Although there was an email announcement, I would like to publicly commend the awardees today and to give them something tangible that you all can see as well, representative of the award that they have received. I'm told by, I had nothing to do with this, so I'm told by the people who did that there were some excellent nominations, and as always, decisions are hard to make. So we'll start with the Excellence in Teaching Award, which has been awarded to Paul Sternberger, and Ian Watson is here to accept on his behalf. Paul is an associate professor of art history in the Arts, Culture, and Media Department, and he is deputy chair there. The nominator called Sternberger an innovative educator whose approach to teaching, curriculum development, and mentoring, as well as his dedication both in and beyond the classroom, had a major and lasting impact on his students. Another nominator noted that Paul's positive impact on students comes from his love and expertise in his field, as being an advocate for the arts, engaging with communities, his loyalty, and finally his generous personality, which is always giving, intelligent, and supportive. And he's doing so well that he's on a leave at the moment, pursuing those some of those very qualities in his scholarly work. And I would ask now that Ian come forward and we will present this award. Okay, let me just hold this up for a moment. This is from Glassroots. Glassroots, that's what it is, from Glassroots. Very nice. And I think we're going to have a picture to memorialize it, but in any case, let me just say congratulations to Paul. Paul, nice to see you.
He's judged.
The next award we will honor here is Excellence in Service Award. This award goes to Jen Arena, who is both director of the writing program and president of the campus chapter of Phi Beta Kappa. According to the nomination letter, Jennifer Arena is a phenomenal educator, an inspiring leader, and an outstanding visionary for the writing program. She has transformed the Newark campus pedagogical approach to critical and analytical thinking, reading, and writing, which has significantly improved the competencies of Rutgers-Newark students. Congratulations, Jen. Where are you? There she is. We'll get the proverbial picture here. All right, good. Congratulations. And finally, we will award the Excellence in Research Award, which will go to Frank Jordan, Board of Governors Professor of Chemistry. His nomination stated that Frank Jordan has been the most successful, internationally recognized, and prominent scientist in the history of the department. Professor Jordan is considered the world's foremost expert on the reaction mechanisms of the vitamin thiamine, or B1, a vitamin used by the body to break down sugars in the diet. He holds 3 patents, has written more than 220 journal articles and reviews, and has presented his research at dozens of meetings and invited lectures. And in fact, on November 29th, here at 4 p.m., noted on your calendars, please, we will be fortunate enough to hear Frank talk about his current work in a lecture. Frank, would you come forward, please? Very good. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations. I call this address today, Building a Path to Our Future. We have arrived at a momentous time for Rutgers University and for our campus of this world-class institution. This is one of those times when what we do this academic year really will make a difference to the future of our campus. Rutgers has a new president, Robert Barchi, whom we met last month at convocation. The state passed legislation that will make Rutgers University much bigger next year, returning medical education for the first time in over 40 years. We have substantial and excellent new leadership on our campus, including a new dean of the graduate school, a number of new associate deans in the colleges and schools, and some relatively new team members in the chancellor's office. President Barchi announced last Friday that, as I promised last winter, Rutgers will soon open a national search for the chancellor position of our campus, the first such leadership search in at least 30 years. He also announced last week that a provost position would be created on this campus. We are now working out that process. We must define our future within these realities while creating some new realities of our own. We must, in a phrase, build a path to our future. How do we do this? First, we celebrate our pride in who and what we are. Second, we recognize that based on the incredible talent this campus has and the boundless energy we can bring to the task, we can and we are currently building that path to the future. And finally, we define what is that exciting future at the end of the path we are building. First, we affirm our pride in being an integral and important part of Rutgers University. Some of our value to our students and our faculty comes from being an integral part of an AAU institution and a world-class university that bears the proud name of Rutgers. That we are an important part of Rutgers University and proud of it is being celebrated by new banners around campus and red R's in many windows. And we have some more of those if you'd like to have one in a window near you. We have a vision of excellence for our campus that I know you share. Our campus of Rutgers University is a rare fusion of academic values, world-class scholarship, with access and extraordinary opportunity for students. Our campus, adjusted for size, is second to none within Rutgers, but different, with our own specialties and character. We are an urban campus, striving to take full advantage of our location, a location that uniquely enables our particular schools and colleges to reach for their own maximum potential. We are excellence in education, excellence in scholarship, and excellence in opportunities for our students. That is a vision worthy of a campus within a world-class university, and it is those values we bring to our students, our faculty, and our communities. This character of our campus was recently recognized by the Washington Monthly, whose ranking system was recently praised by a New York Times columnist that ranked us second in the nation among research universities as, quote, best bang for the buck, and eighth in social mobility. Let's review some of that excellence. And I apologize if this is not comprehensive, or I would be here the rest of the day and you would want to move on. So we will pick a few as representative of the whole. I will go through these and not read them all, but call your attention to them as we go through. So here we have new books in arts and sciences faculty. And some of the outstanding awards that arts and sciences faculty have recently received. And yet more awards, and not quite room enough for them all. College of Nursing. I'm just going to pause on the top one for a second because I had the privilege of being in the consulate in New York when this award was given to Bill Holtzimer. I'm here to tell you the Japanese government thinks this award is extremely important and believes that and asserts that Dean Holtzimer has actually made a tremendous difference in the education of nursing in Japan. And more awards in the College of Nursing. New books in the business school. Honors and awards from business school faculty. And business school students. School of Criminal Justice, faculty awards. And faculty books. School of Law, faculty awards. School of Public Administration, faculty awards. And some highlights from our students as well. And then there's another kind of award, which is when somebody gives us money. It's a very nice award, type of award. I just wanted to point out that this campus is doing very well towards reaching its goal in the current Rutgers campaign. We have raised on this campus about $78 million in the campaign so far, and that represents about 84% of the goal. I will tell you that that is far ahead of what the university as a whole is doing, which I think is rather nice. Okay, we'll come back. We'll just leave that up there. We'll come back to that in a minute. In the meantime, you can wonder what it is. I would like to, I'm going to mention, we'll do this in just a second. I also want to note that last night I was at a meeting of the ECAC, the athletic conference that this campus is a part, and was there to congratulate Mark Griffin on his award from the campus. And he gave me this and asked me, he wasn't going to get back in time, so he asked me to wear this for him. So I have this on this morning for that purpose. In addition, I want to mention some other important developments. From the College of Nursing, under the excellent leadership of Dean Holtzimer, the opening of a major clinical and training operation with focus only a few blocks from here. Dean Clear has partnered the School of Criminal Justice with other universities in the state and obtained $4 million in support from the Lady Sunshine Foundation and the Ford Foundation to open college courses in prisons across the state. Vice Chancellor Alec Gates is, as you know, leading the New Jersey LSAMP, a multi-million-dollar grant headquartered on a campus and involving several other universities, including the New Brunswick campus. But what you don't know is that just in this past month, the statistics are in, the data are there, the analysis has been done, and this is probably the only LSAMP program. By the way, LSAMP, for those of you who don't know, is to increase the pipeline of underrepresented groups in STEM disciplines, in science and math, technology, engineering. The LSAMP that's headquartered here is perhaps the only one out of 40-some in the entire country to reach their goal of doubling the number of students in the pipeline, and that goal has been reached 2 years early? Yeah, 2 years early. That's just phenomenal. And I pause on that because that is what we are about. That is something that we do very well here and all across the campus. A collaboration between psychology and CMBN has produced a new multi-million-dollar state-of-the-art facility for brain imaging right here on campus. And under the leadership of Marsha Brown, our new daycare center is thriving now with even a waiting list. I wish I could bring the spotlight on even more highlights from our campus community. You all bring your talents and your energy on behalf of our students and the spectacular scholarly productivity that characterizes this campus. Whether you are staff, student, or teacher scholar, thank you for what you do, and may you now thank each other with a round of applause. We must define our future where we can and not let others define it for us. We are a campus of Rutgers with a strong sense of place and history in the city of Newark. Our future in the 21st century is as the leading multicultural campus in the country, bringing home academic excellence to the diverse communities of all of northern New Jersey. We must set our expectations high. Too many urban campuses or universities are content to play a second-class role in higher education or to strive for mediocrity, frankly. You know examples. In contrast, we must bring to our students and to this state the highest level of excellence we can achieve. We can, and we are currently, building this path to the future. Now, building paths always start with a plan and a foundation. First, the plan. In February, I initiated a comprehensive planning process for the entire campus. This has proceeded as planned with each dean, Deans Lewis, Farmer, Clear, Holtzer, and Schaefer, and later, after she got into her position, Dean Shafar as well, engaging her or his college or school in an academic planning process that I brought together in a retreat in April. In addition, your leadership, including Vice Chancellors Dawkins, Gunkel, Gates, and Tomasco, have developed plans for deferred maintenance, including classroom renovations, marketing and admissions, future capital projects, student services, and development. Progress is being made on all these plans. Vital to this progress has been the establishment and effective functioning of the Chancellor's Advisory Committee, created, as I promised in February, consisting of all the academic deans and those members I just mentioned of the Chancellor's office. This planning has also revealed a need to restructure our HR department, a process that is currently underway. The plan for our campus calls for a doubling of external funding in 5 years. To do so requires adequate support to those writing grants. Therefore, we are taking a close look at the processes in our grants office and anticipate some clarity in process that will benefit all. Next, the foundation. When building foundations, one must pay particular attention to the fundamentals upon which everything else will depend. For our campus, one of those fundamentals is that enrollment of college-ready students must remain strong. And now to the chart. The top line represents the total enrollment on our campus over the last decade. There is growth, and that growth averages about 2% per year. However, demographics and economics are changing. Fewer traditional high school seniors and less financial capability in our sending communities inhibit the ability to support this trend line. And it is just not honest to invite young people whom we do not have the programming for to make this to be successful here, to enroll as students. We need to more aggressively seek out those capable students for whom we have so much to offer, and we can do so while maintaining the diversity that gives our campus its character. To address this fundamental building block of maintaining enrollment, we have given our admissions office a dramatic change. It has a new home, eliminating the limitations of its former location in a, no offense to those of you who work there, but in a relatively inaccessible, poorly marked, and dare I say unattractive building with, that's right, no parking, unsuitable to attracting new students and their families to enroll to our campus. Today, our admissions office is in the center of campus in attractive, well-marked quarters in Engelhardt Hall with convenient parking so that Jason Hand and his colleagues can more effectively carry out the mission to attract great students to this campus of Rutgers. And a new marketing campaign has begun. The first serious marketing campaign for our campus in memory, created by the new campus marketing committee, including Alec Gates, Dan Stahl, Betsy Rowe, Jason Hand, Chris Pye, Helen Paxton, Irene O'Brien, and Gerald Massenberg. For the first time, you will see visible signs of our campus, Rutgers University, Newark, around northern New Jersey over the next few weeks, advertising the fall open house as a physical manifestation of this committee's work. We worked hard to improve the look of our campus, such as with the new banners on the streets surrounding campus. In addition, some of our signage on campus had become rather shabby, and we have removed those and replaced some of them. Let me review for you some of the other building blocks that we've been working on. We are addressing fundamental student needs, both to attract students to our campus and to provide them with the first-class education that we promise. First-class educational facilities are high on that list of needs. Therefore, this past summer, we gutted and rebuilt one of the most decrepit and long-ignored chemistry teaching laboratories in Olson. The result is a wonderful, modern, new classroom, and the first classes of chemistry students to use this laboratory are learning there this semester. This new laboratory is designed so that you can actually look into the lab from the foyer on the Smith end of Olson. So I encourage you to go there and take a look, see what's going on. We will do the next major teaching laboratory renovation next summer in Boyden for biology students. In addition, we designed and have begun construction of a new simulation facility for nursing students. We have under construction a new state-of-the-art distance learning classroom for the law school in support of its reaccreditation this coming spring. These efforts represent a multi-million-dollar investment directly for students' needs. We are strengthening student services that support our students in their academic careers. The Office of Academic Services in Hill Hall is being rehabbed to make it more inviting and functional for our students, and to look a bit less like a minimum security prison, as we strengthen advising to support increased retention and increased graduation rates. We have added 2 staff positions in instructional support to address a chronic inability in the past to meet all of the academic needs. We are adding space and counseling services so they can better service student needs. Now, one of the most powerful academic experiences a student can have is to engage firsthand in research and/or creative activity. We had an exciting summer for a number of undergraduates who did research under the guidance of individual faculty members. For example, some of our students got really lucky and went with Dr. Gary Farney, Chair of History, to Italy to begin an archaeological dig of an ancient Roman villa near Rome. And this picture was taken on site this summer in early August when they were about halfway through their digging season. And as you can see on the left, they have already discovered a Roman mosaic. This was a site that had not been dug previously, and frankly, I was really excited to be able to see it firsthand. For the first time, 6 Rutgers-Newark students who otherwise would not have been able to do so were supported by scholarships from private donors to pursue their research projects in a variety of fields across campus this summer. We are directly connecting undergraduate education with the research mission of our campus through these kinds of activities, a strength that our campus has that sets us apart from the undergraduate experiences at our non-research sister institutions. And as promised, I personally supported 2 of those scholarships. And since we do not forget about you students when you graduate, we have a great career development center under Tom Hopkins, now located in recently remodeled space to better serve you. We have a focus on graduate education on this campus that is growing and becoming an increasingly important part of our mission. Graduate students should take note that we have a revitalized graduate school in its office in Conklin Hall, thanks to our new dean, Professor Maggie Shafrar, who is developing a much more effective support structure for graduate students and graduate programs than we ever had in the past. We have co-localized the Division of Global Affairs, also a PhD graduate program, interdisciplinary in a cluster with the other interdisciplinary PhD graduate program, American Studies, right next to the graduate school in Conklin Hall, creating something of a graduate center. To meet the needs of graduate students who would like to live on campus, a very large project has begun to turn the historic building at 15 Washington Street, between here and the business school, into new residences for over 300 students. And in the rest of the building, new classrooms, new facilities for alumni relations, communications, human resources, and career development. Kemal Dawkins is shepherding this project with anticipated completion in 3 years. It is important to note as we talk about graduate education, as Dean Shafar did recently at Convocation, that soon Rutgers, as a whole university, will have more graduate students in Newark, the city, than in the rest of the university combined. Now the big gorilla, the New Jersey Medical and Health Sciences Education Restructuring Act. This will be a follow-up to the email that I have sent you over the summer. I want to start my comments here by saying we have a very talented leadership team, and I mean very talented, on this campus that work very effectively with me both in public and behind the scenes to make this legislation work for our campus during these turbulent times. The team included the Dean and Associate Dean of the Rutgers School of Law, the Dean and Associate Deans from the Faculty of Arts and Sciences, and key faculty members. Important stands were taken by the Newark Faculty Council and the Faculty of Arts and Sciences. As a result, many of the more egregious portions of the bill, and there were a few for our campus, were removed from the final bill. We all owe an enormous debt of gratitude to this leadership team who worked tirelessly for weeks, often literally late into the night, straight through weekends, in Trenton, in New Brunswick, in Newark, and forever on the phone and by email. Under the legislation, all but one part of UMD&J will merge as a new unit into Rutgers that would be called the School of Biomedical and Health Sciences. That unit will have its own chancellor separate from us. Our campus will continue to have our own chancellor. The New Brunswick campus will get its own chancellor at the same rank as the other three chancellors, which will put our campus on a more equal footing within the university. All chancellors will report directly to the president. The legislation gives us a new campus advisory board, which we have begun to build, which, along with other duties, will propose capital projects and bonding for Rutgers University Newark to the Board of Governors, and propose an annual budget for Rutgers University Newark to the Board of Governors. This means that the leadership of our campus must deal with three boards simultaneously, which will be interesting. Secondly, the Act specifies a new process for deciding what level of support our campus receives from the government of the state of New Jersey. This posits a very complicated process that absolutely demands that Rutgers University Newark has a new external relations structure, which, with the full support of campus leadership, we are now working on. This structure will probably also lead to substantial changes in how Rutgers University as a whole organizes its budget and its budgeting process. One of the positive effects of this legislation on this campus that we are working to make a reality is a closer relationship with the schools and colleges of UMD&J. I've already been in conversation with President Denise Rogers of UMD&J, and together we will work to develop new effective interfaces, particularly with the portions of UMD&J here in Newark, to mutual advantage. We are also looking at other areas in which we could cooperate more fully, including security. Our campus has a number of members on the university transition teams that are planning the integration across all the campuses and all the schools and all the colleges, and discussions are now taking place between Arts and Sciences and the School of Health-Related Professions at UMD&J, and of course between the nursing schools on both campuses. Let me expand my remarks on this subject to community. First, I note that our immediate neighbors, the Chen institutions, UMD&J, NJIT, Essex Community College, and us, are, after stimulations from us and with special help from Kemmel Dawkins, meeting again after a hiatus of more than a year. We are developing agendas that we can work on together to mutual benefit, and there's quite a bit of commonality in that thinking. These four institutions and a number of community partners continue work on University Heights Science Park, a technology park being developed in University Heights a few blocks up the hill. BioTrials, a company new to our area, is expected to establish a clinical research operation there in a new building in the park. So what about the future? What should we be looking for in our future? With the planning well along, with many of the foundations in place and more being worked on, what shall we use this for? Where shall we go? First and foremost, we must strive for excellence in education and in our research and creative activity, building some of these into powerhouses that sit on top nationally while reflecting our uniqueness. We have programs that are already among the best in the country, such as the MFA in Creative Writing, the Supply Side EMBA, Criminal Justice, and programs in SPA, giving us a good start on that part of our future. We need to build a few more of our programs that are already good into programs of high international standing. I want to focus on one in particular, our law school. Our law school should once again be one of the top-ranked law schools in the country. This requires investment from Rutgers University. Rutgers deserves such a law school. The current students and past law school graduates very much need a top-ranked law school to support their career aspirations in this competitive age. We should strive to better understand our diversity, but we should also try to translate that diversity to empower our students. And frankly, we have an obligation to be the leader in the U.S. in that endeavor and not just carry the title of the most diverse campus in the country. We should become even stronger in advancing our students from matriculation to graduation. National rankings already say we are very good at doing this. Let us become the best in the U.S. and show the rest of higher education how to both provide access and to nurture success for our students. The community that we are in and part of needs us to catalyze economic growth. I propose a model that has been repeatedly validated across this country. In fact, it's happening across the river in New York as we speak. The development by faculty members of startup companies who offer jobs for which the higher ed institutions of Newark could train applicants. We are actually well positioned, should we decide to do this, to develop such an approach here in Newark, and why not? The higher ed bond issue in November, if passed, could provide us funding to complete the life sciences building, creating room to hire additional scientists over and above those we currently have. If we can get those new lines and the resources necessary, and those new hires engage in work with great potential for tech transfer, there is room in Science Park, right here in University Heights, to incubate startup companies. And in fact, NJIT is way ahead of us in this endeavor. To prepare ourselves for this possibility, as well as to strengthen the campus, we are enriching plans for the Life Sciences 2 building, because we are told that any projects for the bond issue must be, quote, shovel-ready, unquote, to compete for funds from that bond issue should it pass, so we shall be ready with that and some other projects as well. Yes, this is a year of great challenges. We do not know yet how all of them will be resolved. However, many of our challenges are already the subject of action plans, and great progress is being made. While the other challenges we face are considerable, I have complete and total confidence that your talents and your energy will be more than sufficient to build our path to the future. Thank you.